So did everyone install JDK Eclipse? Is it working? Did you try installing? You people asked. Not it. Have you gone through recording? Okay. So try to install. If you couldn't, bring laptop tomorrow. So that Saturday, Sunday, you can just work on the programs and everything, no? So get your laptop if you could not install it. Okay. You missed at yesterday's session? Okay. So you have gone through recording? Okay, in the last session, we have discussed about the installation of JDK. In the last 3, 4 sessions, we have seen how to install JDK and how to work with Notepad. And we executed few lines of code. And later, we have seen installing what? Eclipse. And how to run the Java programs also with what? Eclipse IDE. So it becomes easy for us because it shows us suggestions and predefined structure will come automatically. So it will be easy for us to understand. And we have also discussed a few important things like we have a default package. What is that? Java.lang, which is imported. So whatever we are using, all the classes are from what? API, which contains list of classes and interfaces in the packages. Okay. So here we also have seen about the comments. So how to give the single line and multi-line comments. So here, whenever you want to provide comments in Java, for the single line comment, you have to give double slash. What is that? Double slash, which is used for single line comment. And then next, slash star, and then star slash. This is used for whenever you have multiple line, or you can tell us multi-line comments. Whenever we have multiple line comments one by one, then you can write in between these both. Now, these are not executable, only for our understanding. When we see the program, just after few days, if you see why we wrote this line, what is the use of this line, if you put a comment above it, you will easily understand. So always try to write comments for important things. So it will be easy to understand. Okay. And the next rule you have to remember is, remember that class name always start with what? Capital letter. Okay. And whenever you are writing a method or a variable, whatever it is, method or any variable which will store some data, should always start with what? Small letter. Should start with small letter, and it follows camel case. It follows camel case. What do you mean by camel case? We know uppercase, lower case. Camel case means suppose there is a method, add number. That is a method. So it should start with small, num, N capital. Means what? First letter of the method is small. Coming words starting letter is what? Capital. Suppose the method is add two numbers. Add two and then what? Numbers. So next word started with T capital, N capital. When you are writing like this is called as what? Camel case. Understood? We call it like that. So these are the rules that you have to remember. Class name always starts with capital, and the method name or variable names always start with what? Small letter. Clear everyone? Online students, is it clear everyone? Okay. So now we are going to start language basics in Java. So we have to know about it. First thing you have to remember is Java is case sensitive language. What is that? Case sensitive language. So what do you mean by case sensitive? Upper and lower case letters are different. Suppose if you are telling A is equal to 12, you are writing and you say, what is the value of A? Then it will tell it is not defined. If you ask what is the value of A, then if you give this question mark here, okay, it will be answering like, okay, the answer is what? 12. But if you say capital A, we know that small a, capital A are same, but they are changed in the case. So it won't accept. Small a is having some ASCII code and capital A is having some ASCII code. ASCII code means American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So prati letter key, every letter is having some code. Like small a might be, I guess, like it has some 67, like that it follows, 68, like that. And also capital A might be having some 97, 98, like that. Internally, you will be having the ASCII codes. So when the ASCII code does not match, then it will treat as a different letter. So sometimes in the strings, we will use like ignore the case. When you ignore the case, it will not bother about the case. If the letter is same, then it will accept. But otherwise, Java is what? Case sensitive language. Small and capital are completely different. Remember? So this is one rule that you have to know. And we have some basic things here like keywords and then variables and data types, identifiers. Like this, we have some important things, basic things. So what do you mean by first one, keyword? Keyword ante enti? Which has some specific meaning. What is that? Which has some specific meaning and the meaning does not change. Meaning does not change. Suppose here, if you are considering a data type or we saw void, right? Main. These are all what? Keywords. Will their meaning change? No. We cannot use it as a variable also. I cannot write int main is equal to 10. I can't store any type of data in the variable. Keywords are something like fixed. They cannot be changed. Okay. So if you see like bottle means you can use it as a bottle. If you carry a bag to a store, you can use that bag for what? Vegetables, fruits, or any other clothes also. Bag is like a variable which keeps on changing. Fixed thing is called what? Keyword. Understood? So now keyword is something which is fixed and also having specific meaning. Now, these are all keywords. We will see in further also different types of keywords. All the data types, everything is called as what? Keywords only, which are like fixed things. And coming to the next variables, variables are nothing but which keeps on changing. ఇప్పుడు ఒక in one example, I may take A as 23 number. In other example, I may take A as one name, Likita. In another example, I may use the variable A to store the marks in decimal value. So A is used for what? Storing different types of data. It is not fixed for number or character or any group of decimal values, nothing like that. A is continuously changing its storage value. So such type of things are called what? Variables or identifiers, which keeps on what? Changing. Understood? So we can never use keyword as a variable or identifier. We cannot write int void or you cannot write int main. Int. You cannot write it because you cannot use the variable or sorry, keyword as what? Identifier కింద use చేయలేము. We cannot use it. Clear everyone? Now, when you are talking about the variable, we have three types of variables. We have what? Three types of variables. What are the three types of variables? Means first one, local variables. Second one, instance variables, or some people call it as global also. And then next, static variables. These are the three types of variables we have. Local, instance, and then what? Static variables. So local means what? Which is available only within a particular range. It cannot be available overall. Previously, we used to have landline connections also, where we have local STD or international. We cannot make international calls or STD calls. But if you have STD connection, you can make both local and STD. Same as like that. If you are making any variable as local, it is available only in particular method or block of code. But if you declare a variable as instance outside the method, it is available outside as well as inside the method also. I'll show you how. So let us say there is a class and the class name is what? Sample. Now you have declared opened the class. Yesterday we have seen, right? Class opening, and this is like class close. Now here I'm writing a simple method like void, as I said, add or some method. This is separate block of code we wrote inside a class. Now here, if I am declaring like int a is equal to 12, this variable is called as what? Local variable. And if I write here, let us say we have the main method, public static void main. And here I cannot use this variable in any other method, or outside the method I cannot use it. If I ask now what is a, it is not known because it is declared inside the block of code. It is not available outside. Suppose here I have declared one variable, int num is equal to some 100, whatever it is. Now I can use this num here also. I can simply write a plus num, no problem. Because num is available here as well as here. But a, I cannot use it here, a plus num. It is not possible. This is wrong. Understood? Because it is A is declared inside, it is available only to that particular scope. We have automatic garbage collection in Java, right? As soon as it loses the scope, it is removed. So you cannot use it. Only you can use within it. But here, when you declare the global, it is available within the class. So such variable is called instance variable. What is that? Instance variable. Understood? Local variable means which is declared inside the method. Instance variable means outside the method but inside the class. Understood the difference? Instance variable means it is present inside class only but outside the method, directly in the class. Understood? Clear everyone? So that is the difference between local variable and instance variable. And there is one more type of variable, that is static variable. What is that? Static variable. Okay. So what do you mean by a static? You will be writing some static, some variable like int. Int means which will store only numbers. I'll tell you that later. So int m is equal to, suppose I am storing like 90. Now this variable is considered as what? Static. This is also instance variable only, but it gets the nature of what? Static. So what is the static difference we will see in further class. Now it is difficult to understand. After learning few concepts, I will separately discuss programs on what? Static. But as of now, remember there are three types: local, instance and static. Okay, local is only within the method. Okay, it is available only within the method. Instance means it is available both inside and outside. And instance variable is declared inside the class but outside the method. Okay, so these are the points you have to remember. Okay, just if you want, make a note. So this is declared inside method. So instance means inside class and outside method. Okay. Now, Let us discuss about one more important topic, that is data types. So what are the different data types? Asal data types ante enti. So it will tell what type of data you are storing in a particular variable. That is what is called data type. Now, there are 8 primary data types. We have data types. How many? 8 primary data types. We also have secondary, but these are the important primary 8 data types. So what are they? First one, you will be having, we have directly what? Byte and short. I'll tell each and everything. And then what? Int. And then, yeah, long int we have, or long double also we have. You can use it. Okay, character. And then what? Float. And then what? Double. And then Boolean. So these are the 8 primary data types. We use string for storing the names, but string is not a data type in Java. It is a class. Okay, we will use string usually to store name of a person, whatever it is. But remember that string is not a data type. String is what? A class in Lang package. Which package? Lang package. Got it? So only these are the 8 primary data types we have. Byte, we know 1 byte, it will store how many bits? 8 bits. So like that, integer means it will be storing only what? Numbers. Okay. And how many bytes it will occupy? Integer. Any normal integer will occupy 4 bytes. Suppose if you are using short int, it may occupy how many? 2 bytes. Okay, so if you are declaring any variable like int a, you can store only what? Numbers inside it. Got it? And a long int means this is also storing numbers only, but it may occupy how much? 8 bytes of data. Like character means it will be storing only single character. It will store what? Only single character. Float and double, they both store what? Decimal values. Both store what? Decimal values. But what is the difference? Float will have 4 bytes and decimal double will have 8 bytes. Means it can store higher precision value. Ante decimal point tarvata ఎక్కువ decimal value store చేసుకోవచ్చు. Suppose in the float, you can store like 123 point like this, maybe. But when you're talking about double, it can store like higher values. Got it? So that is the difference between float and double. Both are used for storing what? Decimal values only. But there is a small difference. Like it will store higher decimal value, higher precision value. And to make a difference to the compiler, meer float a use chestunarani. To tell the difference, we will end the float value with what? F. In some examples, you will see for double also D, but it's not compulsory. But for float, compulsory, you have to give what? F. If you are directly assigning, if you're reading from keyboard, you do not require. But in the program itself, if you're directly assigning the value, then you have to use what? F compulsory in the end. Remember? Okay, understood everyone? So these are the data types we have. And the last one, Boolean, which will store true or false values. So these are not like, okay, true, false are characters. Can I store yes or no? It is not possible. 1, 0, not possible. We think, imagine that like 1 is true or 0 is false like that. But it will accept only 2 words, that is true or false. And you cannot give in that in double quotes also. It is a fixed value. You have to directly give Boolean result is equal to true or Boolean result is equal to false. That's it. Clear everyone? So these are the 8 primary data types we have. And we will assign values to these variables. Okay. But ma'am, if I don't assign the value, will it have any default value? Okay, నేను assign చేస్తే value store చేసుకుంటుంది. That is how it is. But there will be question for you. If you are not assigning value, all the data types, do they have some default value? They will have. We have seen one example also in your batch. Every data type will have a default value. Okay, if it is an integer, 0. If it is a float, 0.0. Okay, for Boolean also we have a default value like false. So by default it will be what? False if you don't store any data inside it. Okay, so let us see one example on default values and how we can store the data. Okay, is it clear everyone? Online students, is it clear? Mamata, Varun, Shrikant, Ramya, Maunika, Kirtan, Ishant, Manusha, everyone. Any questions? You can please let me know. Okay, so now let us open the Eclipse. Okay. Okay, this is a yesterday example we have seen. Like in hello and all, we have printed the data. Now, inside the core, I'm going to create one more example, like on data type default value. So you can give any name, but remember, just it should start with what? Capital. So data type default, I'm just giving, and I'm selecting what? Main method also. Okay, everyone. So now let us write here some all the data types like short sh, and I'm not assigning any values. And then you can also give like byte bt. I'm just writing, and then int I, and then long lt, char c, sorry, and then float f, and double d, and then boolean bl. So like this, I have declared all the data types. Just I have declared, I am not using them. And here after this, I'm going to display all the values. How to display? System.out.println. So I'll tell you one shortcut also. You can type SYSO and control plus space together. Then it will print that system.out.println. Okay, what is that? You have to type SYSO and control plus space together. Then it will show. Not only this, any predefined class, if you are typing few letters and type control plus space, it will show you full class. Understood? Suppose system class you want. Okay, you type SY capital control space. It will show you the suggestion. You have to select from it. Understood? Any class in Java, in Eclipse, you can follow this. It will be easy for you. Okay, because in future you will see very big classes, array, index, out of bound, exception. That is a very big class. Instead of typing that completely, if you type like array and control space index, now it will show suggestion. You can select from it. It will only type. So this is just a trick for you to use it. Okay, now in system.out.println, I'm writing like default value of, I'm going to write like what? Byte equal to. So how to get the default value of the byte? So here we need to create object. What we need to create? Object. In last class, I told you main method is executed first because it is what? Static. Public static void main. Whenever you run a program, why first main is run? Because it is static. Whenever you make a method as static, it is executed directly without creating what? Object. But other than that, anything you have in the class, you need what? Object to call it. So to use these values, I have to first create what? Object of the class. In Java, we have out is the predefined object. Manam oka object class ki create cheyalante ela. How to create ourselves one object? Listen carefully. Here, you have to first use the class name. What is the class we have created? Data type default. And then data type default, the object name, anything you give, DTY, any name is equal to new default data type default, semicolon. This is the process of creating what? Object. We call technically also instantiation. What is that? Instantiation. So that is like creating object of a class. Creating object of a class. So remember, if any non-static variables or methods are there, you have to create object to call it. So, ఇప్పుడు నేను BTSH, if I have to call, I need what? Object. So here, whenever you wanted to display, you are using plus. Plus symbol is used as what? Concatenation, means putting together. You will just put together. So now here on the screen, whatever you are writing in double quotes, it is printed as it is on the screen. It won't make any changes. After that, after plus, you are writing dty.bt. Then it will print the default value. ఇక్కడ మనం bt is equal to నేను ఏ 15 12 రాశాను అనుకోండి. Then it will print what? 12. But now I wanted to know what is the default value. So I'm not assigning the value. Now same thing I have to follow for remaining 8 data types also. So here default data type of what? Short. And data type of int. And then long. Char. Float. And then what? Double. And then what? Boolean. That's it, no? Now here dyt dot. What I have to write? sh. And then for integer it is I. And then for long, lt. See, ikkada variable name should be exactly same. If you give ltt, then it will see what? Error, no? So as soon as you type anything wrong, it is telling error. So you have to give correct variable name. Double quotes lopal meer edaina raaychu. You can write anything. But after that, whatever you are writing, it should be exactly the same variable name. And for character, and then float, f. And then double D, and then Boolean BL. Okay, so these are the values we have. Just we wrote like this. This is empty println. I can remove this. Clear, everyone? Now let us run this example. How to run? Cheppandi, etla run cheyali? Anyone? How to run this? Save whatever modifications, go to run and click on what? Run. Or you have a small icon here. You have to click this. Or Control plus F11 shortcut. So now you can see the output displayed in where? Console window. I'm maximizing this to show you. Everything is having what? 0. Character is empty, null. And float and double are having 0.0. Boolean is what? False. They'll ask you in MCQ or interview, what is the default value of Boolean? Float, double, like that. Okay. So these are the default values of what? Data types. Clear, everyone? If you are not assigning also, the compiler will assign 0 or 0.0, empty or false, like that. Clear, everyone? Online students, is it clear all? Okay, I'm going to share this example also in the chat box. Just check, everyone. And if anyone want to quickly make a note or something, you can also do that. Every opening of curly brace should have closing. For main, I have opened one, closed it. And before that, for class, I have opened one curly brace and I have closed it. This word also you have to remember. Instantiation, creating what? Object. Because for some classes, we cannot instantiate. They will ask you, what are the classes that are interface that we cannot instantiate? That we have to tell it. So remember that term. Okay. Okay, those who are attending classes as a demo classes, I think by before Monday, they will change the link. So try to enroll by tomorrow. Okay, everyone. If not, at least by before joining the Monday session. Okay, everyone. So Saturday and Sunday, you will not have the classes. Okay, Monday to Friday, as I said. So from Monday, your link might change. So try to enroll before that, everyone. And if you're enrolling by tomorrow, you will get all the notes, documents by tomorrow itself. Whatever I'm discussing every day, this text file and whatever documents I have on Java, those all, one Google Classroom will be created for you. Already it was created. So I will be adding notes to all this so that they will share the link to you. You will get the access to your drive. Okay. So this is how the process. So I'm just reminding you. So we have the documents also. I'll be showing like about the Java introduction, whatever I was just discussing with you, like Java features, everything. In the last class, I have discussed on Java features. So like what are the Java features we have seen? Like object-oriented, simple, secured, platform independent, robust, all these things. We have a document so that you can just go through it. And also notes also is there on every introduction of Java and everything. So who developed and all, and about its features and all, everything you will be having. And I also explained in the yesterday or day before yesterday session, like what is class name, what is public, static, void, string arguments, main method, everything will be having a document so that you will be getting this every day. As soon as I today discussed some topic, I will be adding the notes. After the class, within 2 hours, you will get the recording. Whatever the recording of class is there. If you miss some points or anything, you can go through it. Who attends or took leave also, everyone will get. Okay. That's how it is. Okay, clear everyone? Now, let us see one more example on the data types, just to see how we are going to assign the data type value. So, let us write the example. One more example on the data types. So, is the process clear everyone? క్లాస్ రాయడం అందులో ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేయటం ప్రింట్ చేయటం అంత అర్థమవుతుంది కదా ఓకే సో నెక్స్ట్ లెట్ us write one more example new and then class and now inside this class I'm going to give like a data type 2 second example and then public static void main and click on finish. So now it created one more example with the main method. Now this time I will be writing int, like let us say student ID, stid is equal to sum 12. And then, as I said, string is not a data type, but we can use it for what? Storing names. So I'm going to give the name as Vikshita and then semicolon. Okay, whenever you are giving name, it has to be in what? Double quotes. Character, if you are taking, char C is equal to, if you are giving some A, this is a single character. So, single character should be given in what? Single quote. Clear everyone? And then float, as I said, float marks is equal to, you can assign like marks 89.99 and semicolon. It is giving error. Why? So we have to end with F. Okay, as I said. And then double. Okay, some you want to give as like sports score. Okay, sports mark is equal to some sports mark is 56 point, some very big value you can store. Okay, and then finally what? Boolean result is equal to, either you can give true or false. Don't see here, as I said, you cannot give this as a string. Itla ivvakoodu. Okay, you have to give because it's a fixed value, either true or false. You should give like this only. This is, now we assigned the values. Now directly it is inside the main itself, assigned with some value. So I do not require the object. So system.out.println, I can directly write what? stid. Okay, it will display what? Student ID. In the same way, system.out.println, I can also print what? Name. And system.out.println, I can give character. So see, mark. And then sports mark also, you can give like SP mark. And then result. So I'm not printing in double quotes. If you want, you can write here in double quotes like student ID is equal to, close the double quotes plus. Ila raichu. Otherwise, if you give like this, it will be clear. What is that value? Is it ID, name? If you want that clarity, you have to give in double quotes and print. Okay. Otherwise, you can directly print. It will just display what? Values matram. Print చేస్తుంది. Now I'm going to execute it. After making modifications, try to save it. So we are printing ID 12, name Vikshita, character A, and this is the mark, and this is what? Sports mark, and this is what? Boolean value true. Okay, so previously we have printed the default values. Now we are printing what? Whatever the values we have assigned here. Clear everyone? Anyone have any questions? Understood? Yes. I'll also share this example in the chat. Meanwhile, anyone, you can make a note. Okay. So these are what all the data types and how it will store the default values and how it will store the values that we assign we have seen. Next, the language basic concept we have as operators. What are they? Operators. We have so many operators. We'll see one by one step. Like what are the operators we have? Anyone know? Arithmetic operators, relational, logical, increment, decrement, bitwise, conditional operator. Itla manaki chala operators ఉన్నాయి. So I will go one by one slowly because few people don't know what are the list of operators. So manam step by step ilage what are the operators ane chuddam. Okay, clear everyone? So let us go to the text file. Now we are going to discuss on operators. Okay, so first operator we have as arithmetic operators. I'll just give you the list. Arithmetic operator and then relational operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, increment and decrement operator, increment and decrement operator, and we have like a assignment, which is actually the first or second one, assignment operator, conditional operator. Like this we have so many. Okay. Huh? Yeah, ternary is the conditional operator. Conditional operator itself. We have that as three categories: unary, binary, ternary. So after telling the operators, we'll categorize them into the three. Okay. So these are the three types, like list of operators we have mostly: arithmetic, assignment, relational, logical, increment, decrement. Okay, like this we have the operators. So first, let us discuss the arithmetic operators. What are they? Arithmetic operator. So what are arithmetic operators related to the math? Plus, minus, multiplication, division, and then what? Modulus. These are the arithmetic operators, correct? So now, we all know plus, minus, multiplication. It's very easy. If you are declaring some variable int a comma b, and a is equal to some 30 and b is equal to some 10, you can perform any kind of operation. C also one variable to store. C is equal to a plus b, or you can write a minus b or a into b. All will be same. Now the difference is here. What is a by b and what is a modulus b? This is division. A by b means what? Division. And a percentage b means it is considered as what? Modulus. So ఈ రెండిటి ఆన్సర్ ఏంటి చెప్పండి? What is the value of 30 plus 10, 40, 30 minus 10, 20, 30 into 10, 300? That is easy. Okay, this is also easy, but we'll get sometimes confused. So what is the a by b value? It is 3 and this is what? 0. How means I will tell you. Whenever you are doing division, you have to consider quotient. Em consider cheyali? Quotient. And whenever you are doing modulus, you have to consider what? Remainder. Now here, when you are doing division, 10 threes are 30. So we got what? 3. And when you are doing modulus, 10 threes are 30. What is the remainder? 0. We use this in our examples of looping and control statements. So many logical examples, these two are very important. Even though they look very simple, this percentile and division plays very important role there to check palindrome number, Armstrong number. Like this, you might have heard, no? So these all examples require these two operators, division and modulus. So these are the arithmetic operators we have: plus, minus, multiplication, division, and then what? Modulus. Okay. Yes. Few people gave correct answer. Now let us see the example on this arithmetic operators. Right click on this and say new class. And here I'm going to write like example arithmetic. And then main method. Click on finish. So we have created. Now I'm just showing the same example. Int a comma b. I'm declaring, and a is equal to some 25 and b is equal to some 4. I'm giving. Now I'm going to write system.out.println. I'm directly writing a plus b. Means it will just add. Okay. A minus b. A into b. And a by b. And a modulus b. Okay. If you want, you can write here in double quotes like sum is equal to, okay, double quotes plus a plus b. Means it will just perform this as one addition. A plus b as what? One addition. Or you can directly print the value. So let us save this and then run. Okay, 29, 21, 100. And here, since we took as an integer, it will round off. It will not take the decimal value. So 4, 6 are 24. And what is the remainder? 1. And then when we write 25 by 4, it is not exactly divisible. So 4, 6 are 24 and remainder 1. If you are taking the same thing in a float or a double, it will go through the decimal value, exact decimal value. Otherwise, you will get like this. Clear? Understood, everyone? These are the simple arithmetic operators we are using. Now, I will just do one more question here. Now, I am taking like string. Name is equal to, I am writing like welcome. Okay. Now, I'm going to write system.out.println a plus b plus name. And again, system.out.println name plus, okay, name plus a plus b. What are the answers for both? Okay, what is this answer? Anyone? Online students, you can message in chat box. 29. Welcome. This one? Welcome. 29. Correct? Okay, few people are telling welcome 29. And a few people are telling welcome 25, 4. Okay, so let us see what is the answer. Few people also gave here in the chat box. 25, 4, welcome. And 2, 5, 4. Second one. Welcome is also there, no, in the name. Okay, let us check. What we got? 29 welcome and welcome 25 4. So, ఏమవుతుందంటే whenever you are starting first with addition, it will add. Plus will act as what? Addition. So, 25 plus 4 is how much? 29. And you are adding what is there. So, welcome. But here we have started with what? Name. Name is what? String. When you are using plus here, it thinks as concatenation. So it is just putting together 25, 4, one after the another. This is like your MCQ question. They will ask you trickily. We confuse and we write welcome 29. That answer also will be there in M choice. So when you are starting with a string value, it will concatenate. If it is starting with numeric, first it will add numeric and concatenate that result to the string. Got it? Understood? So, like this, they may ask you few tricky questions also. Clear? Yeah. So, we have to give like this. These are the arithmetic operators. Everyone, if you want, you can just make a note. Like this is all easy. This, these 2 points. So after this, now I'm going to give you one assignment. You have to do it by tomorrow. Okay. So what is the assignment question is here? Assign the values. Write a program on assigning the values for one employee ID and one employee name and his salary details like a basic, HRA, and then what? PF. Employee will have no basic. HRA means house rent allowances. PF means provident fund, like that. So remember, when you are declaring the employee ID, give the data type as what? Integer. And here you take the class what? String. S as what? Capital. And this basic HRA, PF take as what? Double. What you will take? Double. And you have to calculate total salary. So total salary you should not assign. The total salary should be basic plus HRA plus PF. Understood? Assign, add them, and print all the values. Clear, everyone? Try to do this. Just assign, add, and then print. Not difficult also. Okay, this is one assignment you have to do. And the second one, calculate area of circle. What is the formula? Pi r square. 3.142 into radius into radius. Okay, this is how you have to do. And all the things are in what data type? What data type you have to use here? Float or double. Take double radius is equal to some value. Then double area is equal to 3.14 into radius. Then system.out.println area of circle is equal to variable name. That's it. Okay, easy. Okay. సో చేయలేకపోతే నేను రేపు ఈ 2 ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ చెప్తాను. బట్ జస్ట్ ట్రై చేయండి. అన్నీ నేనే చెప్పినవి ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే సరిపోదు. అసైన్మెంట్స్ రోజు ఇస్తాను, రోజు చేయాల్సిందే. అప్పుడే మీకు కోడింగ్ వస్తుంది. బిగినింగ్ నుంచి మీరు ఏ రోజు ఆ రోజు చేస్తే మీకు కష్టం అనిపించదు. ఓకే, క్లియర్ ఎవ్రీవన్? ఆన్లైన్ స్టూడెంట్స్ అండ్ ఆఫ్లైన్ స్టూడెంట్స్. If any questions, please let me know. Okay, I will share these 2 questions also in the chat. Okay, make a note of it.